Hey, so I know it's been a while since I've posted anything in regards to my own personal vlog. And it's been over a year since this pandemic really got bad. It's still pretty bad where I'm at in Suffolk County. And I've been working home permanently. I started my practice almost 2 years ago, like in 2019, so about 2 years ago. And it started to really do well. And then I started working for another practice. So I work for my own practice and have my own business. And then I work for another practice in Manhattan, which is a very prestigious practice that I work for. Uh, and this allows me to work from home permanently, which I love. I had no idea I would actually really like this. But if it's anything last year, 2020 taught me was that working from home is the shit. I love every minute of it. So I left my job at MHA. I gave them a good month's worth of time before I resigned. And that's it. I'm working from home and it's been great. I'm still making money. I'm still doing what I love to do. And I love being my own boss, which is fantastic. Albeit I'm working for the other practice, but my supervisor there is also amazing and has also taught me a great deal. I was very lucky to get that other job at the practice because a colleague of mine referred me, and it was awesome. And I've been working there since I've actually started working there since December. Like it was part time, but then I worked full time in February, and I've been at it ever since. And this is February of this year. Um, so I'm doing pretty well. All in all, I have about, if you want to add what I have for my own practice and for the practice from the other place, the other practice, my caseload's about 35 people, which is awesome. And I keep using that word awesome. I don't know why. That's been my go-to exclamation word, I guess, right? In other news, and this is going to surprise me, and it surprised me more than it surprised a lot of people, because a lot of people expected this, and I guess I kind of expected it as well, but I really wasn't. I guess because of my own insecurities, I wasn't really expecting it. I'm engaged. I am engaged to Andy on Valentine's Day. He gave me a card. He opened the box and he got on one knee and he asked me to marry him. Now, we had already planned on this happening, but we didn't. I had no idea when. He called my parents and asked for their permission over the phone, and they were ecstatic. And so we're planning a wedding, which is happening very, very, very soon. And it's going to be a very quiet, very small wedding in our backyard. Because of this pandemic, we don't want to risk anyone getting sick. And his parents will be there, and my parents will be there, and our witnesses will be there, and the officiant will be there. So it's going to be very, very small. And of course we were going to be there because we're the ones getting married. To be honest, I never expected to get married again. I After my divorce, I don't think marriage was on my mind at all. It was more about trying to live my life the way I wanted to and trying to heal from a lot of the stuff I experienced, as well as trying to work towards forgiving myself for a lot of the pain that I caused, because I know that it takes two to fuck up a relationship, not just one. Sometimes it takes one person, but in this case, it was definitely two. And there's a lot of guilt I carry in regards to how it ended. At the same time, I'm also not carrying any regrets in my decision. Obviously, I'm marrying Andy. And I have to say that I've been very lucky because it's been good. I never expected a relationship where it would be good. I'm used to relationships where things are bad more than they are good. I'm used to the inconsistency. I'm used to a person saying one thing and doing another. I'm used to a lot of emotional abuse, and I'm used to myself lashing out with verbal abuse and in the past physical abuse, and I'm not going to lie about that, and I'm ashamed of that, and it's something I'm working towards forgiving myself for. This relationship is a game changer and has been since day one. And it's something I've been working on in regards to my own anxiety and insecurities, because I've never been treated like this before, where I matter, where it's okay not to be okay. Okay, that was redundant. Where we don't try to fix each other and instead just sit with each other, you know? And we respect each other, and we respect each other's space. His parents are wonderful to me. His family is wonderful to me. They're such good people. And I'm thankful for that, because for a long time I didn't experience that. For a long time I experienced a lot of prejudice. And I don't have that with this family, and it's nice, you know. So it's an experience for me. And I love Andy. I love him. I love him. And I know that he loves me back. He has told me, but not just told me, he has shown me. And I'm not going to lie, our sex life is fucking fabulous. But I'm getting married again. And even though it's only been 2 years since the divorce, and it's weird in that regard, it's wonderful in everything else. It's wonderful in every other regard if you want to go there. It's just beautiful. And it's not just about getting married. It's about the fact that this relationship just has been wonderful. Yeah, we've had our little arguments here and there, but they're not horrible arguments. They're discussions, and we listen to each other. And yeah, I do tend to get sad, and I do cry sometimes, and it's really because of my own insecurities, because the codependency rears its ugly head, because me being codependent and working and being mindful of that, it rears its ugly head a lot of the time, and I have to check myself and be like, hey, my codependency is being an idiot right now, and I need to check it. I'm okay. I'm a good person. I have made mistakes in my life, but I've learned from those mistakes, and things are going to be okay. There is no such thing as perfection, and there never will be. But if I can say anything about Andy, it's that he has such a beautiful soul, and he treats me like I matter with so much respect. I'm hoping that I treat him the same. Every time I say that, he often says that I do. He says it all the time that I do, But it feels great to be happy to be somewhere with someone. And it's nice. And I can't wait to be his wife. I have no regrets for that. So it's going to be interesting at the same time, because I went from one last name and I'm going to another. Let's be honest here. People are going to laugh about that. But let them, because I'm just really happy, and have been happy going on 3 years with this man. And I've also been happy with my life choices. I've been happy that I'm living my life the way I want to. I've been happy that I've just been really happy. About the saddest thing that happened so far this year in 2021 is that I lost my beloved Smooth. Smooth was 15 years old. he had kidney disease and it was failing. His kidneys were failing. He did not want to go on any of the the food that was meant for him for his kidney disease. And he just, so I had to end up feeding him some things. It was regular food. And I told my vet this, and the vet was understandable. The vet was understanding because, cats are cats. They're going to be finicky. But we gave him so much love. And at 15, he just got really sick, and he lost all of this weight, and he was incontinent. He was wearing a diaper at night. We had to put a diaper on him every night because he slept in our bed. Because he would pee the bed. One time he actually crapped the bed. It was, we had to change all the sheets. And there were times where he would pee the bed, and at 3 a.m, we had to change the sheets. And so we got diapers for him, and he was miserable in those diapers, but we had to put them on so he could sleep in the bed with us. And then I would take him to the bathroom so he could use the cat litter because he didn't like using the diaper. So I had to take the diaper off and put him in the cat litter box, and I would sit in there and wait for him to go, and he would go because he peed so much because he was drinking so much water due to the kidney disease. And eventually he just got so sick he could barely eat, he could barely walk. About the only thing he ate on his last week alive was tuna. Like, we gave it to him the last few days. And then we had these vets come on to the house because the plan was if he was going to be put to sleep, he would be put to sleep at home. I held him after they sedated him, and that was hard because holding him and feeling just his body droop was really hard. That was my baby for 15 years. And Andy was there with me, and even though Andy had only come to know Smooth for a very short time, Andy loved Smooth. He actually made a carving of Smooth's face on wood, and it's beautiful. It's hanging in the kitchen. It looks just like him, got his likeness and everything. So he was there, and the last week of Smooth's life, which was the end of February, was tough because he knew that this was it. And I remember he, for the first time in months and months, he slowly walked into the living room and then walked out to the window to get sun. Smooth loved basking in the sun. Being that he was a hairless cat, that was one of his favorite things to do for warmth. And he did it for the last time. And it was beautiful because I could tell that he loved it. So when he passed on, that was hard to watch, but I didn't want him to die alone. I wanted him to know that his mama was there, and I held his paw when he took his last breath. And, they don't close their eyes. When they're dead, they die with their eyes open, and that's normal, I guess, for animals. And then we had him cremated, so I have him in a little box that I put on a shelf with his name on it in gold. And he's missed. Oh my God, is he missed? And Firework and Billie Jean, the two daughter cats, if you will, they miss him. I mean, Firework misses him, I think, a lot, the most, because she sits on his side of the bed and sometimes goes under the covers where he was. It just lays there. Even though we've washed the sheets, his scent has to be long gone at this point. She likes to be there. Billy for a while was looking for him, but she misses him in that regard, and that she was the one who would always keep him warm. And let's not lie here, Smooth liked to masturbate on her. I mean, seriously, he would hump the hell out of her. And he wasn't really even humping her, he was holding on to her and humping the blanket between them, but that's what he used. I remember when Andy saw him do that for the first time, he was like, whoa, he was taken aback by it. But because he was going for a good 45 minutes. And I'm not lying about that. But, the cats miss him. I miss him every day. Andy misses him. But I miss him. I miss him in the bed with me. And I miss his naked little body. He was so cute with his wrinkles. And he took care of me for so many years. So when he was sick, I finally took care of him. And I did take care of him while he was ailing until he couldn't do it anymore. Until he was so sick and he was like, gosh, down to 2 pounds. He looked like a skeleton cat, really. That the best thing I could do was show him the ultimate love and was to euthanize him. I miss him. I wish that he would be at our wedding, or at least be able to witness it. So we're going to have the wedding, and then we're going to have the reception like months in the summer sometime, because we don't want to have a lot of people due to this pandemic. And even though Andy and I are vaccinated, not everybody in our family is. So we're trying to deal with that. Plus his mom has been ailing, so we have to make sure that nobody gets her sick, and nothing happens to her. And I want to make sure that my parents, because they're also up there in their 60s, I don't want anything to happen to them, and they're trying to get themselves vaccinated before the wedding day so they could at least be there, because they stated they wanted to be there. And my dad wants to walk me down the aisle again. And the cool thing is my parents actually, they're going to buy the food for the wedding day, like just sandwiches, so that way nobody has to worry about anything. And that's cool. But we're going to have a picture of Smooth on the reception, on the table. We have the little small get-together reception outside in our backyard. I'm going to have some pictures of people who have passed on, who we both would have liked to have been there. But that's basically catching up on everything now, so I'm getting married. I lost my Smooth, but I know that he is at the Rainbow Bridge. That's my version of it, what they say, the Rainbow Bridge. So I'm hoping that he's looking healthier and happier wherever he is. I'm not religious at all. I am nowhere near Christian, nor do I want to be, or any other religion for that matter. But it gives you peace of mind knowing that Smooth is most likely, at a better place. Even though I miss him dearly and I wish he was back here. And that's basically it. So you guys have a good day, and hopefully there won't be such a big gap the next vlog I make. But with how busy I am, you never know. See you on the flip side.